God help us. May God really help us. If you have a program, the midwife class is behind it. So you can all have a copy. So it's an opportunity for us who didn't learn it in school, haven't learned it while we are in practice. Today, we will start learning it and you stick to the word. I like the second standard, to keep my mind alert and full awake to the profession I have chosen. For life I will stick, to be trustworthy, refined, polite, and gracious in manner. An inspiration always to those under my care. They're powerful words, and I hope we stick by them. So help us, God. So we move on to the welcome address, which will be given by our first Vice Regional Chairman for GRNA, Mr. Emmanuel Boateng Ichampa. Can we please give him?
Thank you, MC, for the opportunity. Unity. 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 Midwives. Midwives. I can't get it wrong, please.
I know you have been taking some refresher courses or a refresher course this morning on the responses that you are supposed to give. So I'm going to take it again.
Those who were here in the morning, please kindly respond accordingly. Midwives.
All to save lives.
Midwives.
A vital climate solution.
Midwives.
All to save lives.
Midwives.
A vital climate solution.
Indeed, it's always a pleasure to me to be among midwives because of the critical role that you play in our communities and the global world. Dignitaries here present, good morning, and good morning to you here participating in 2024 IDM. Since 1992, this IDM has been instituted by the International Confederation of Midwives to celebrate and raise awareness about midwifery profession. So on every 5th of May, we have had this celebration since 1992. Basically, this celebration is a day to look at the achievements of midwives as well as their contributions to improving newborn, maternal, reproductive, and sexual health outcomes. In a world where every 2 minutes a woman or a girl dies during pregnancy, childbirth, or its aftermath, the midwife is always the hero of such a story. So some others think that if you think of a midwife, then you are looking at somebody who is an excellent team worker, somebody who is competent, somebody who has a good judgment and caring. No wonder these tenets underpins the hallmark of the midwifery profession. Midwife deserves our recognition and respect. Instead of doing this, they are forced to confront with challenging working conditions, low salary, low pay, and lack of career opportunities. And currently, as we speak, globally, we are looking at a situation where there is a shortage of midwives that is almost 1 million people. And globally, midwives also form majority female workforce. But these majority female workforce are also bedeviled with certain challenges: gender discrimination, sexual harassment, and what have you. In a world of climate change, conflict, strikes, global warming, midwives are most often the first responders for women and providers of safe and environmentally sustainable services.
They also express a vital climate
Solution for our future. The point is that once you are a midwife, globally there is an expectation of you. You occupy a global status and there is a global identity. And once you occupy a global status and that global identity exists, it also comes with a global responsibility. We have had this celebrations since 1992, from one PowerPoint presentation upon the other, very beautiful slides upon the other, seminars, workshops, and what have you. But the point is, we are yet to assess the impact of these celebrations. Yes, we have to celebrate you. You are doing well. Sometimes some presentations are so nice that we really rush for copies, which we never open. At the end of the day, we are looking at situations where we celebrate your achievement, and the celebration comes with an impact on the society, an impact on the clients to whom we are pledged to owe our dear lives. Friends, this morning it is my expectation that we leverage on the expertise of the invited dignitaries to deepen our sense of responsibility towards providing the needed global solution that we have talked about. In fact, there couldn't have been a better time to talk about this thing, the midwife, a global climate solution. I, on behalf of the regional chairman and the national president, Mrs. and our regional chairman, Mr. and on behalf of the Regional Executive Council, I welcome you all to 2024 ID. Let's enjoy ourselves and let's stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, you'll take a message from the Midwife Society. Madame Cynthia Bafua, National Assistant Treasurer for the Midwife Society.
Thank you, Madam Nancy, for introducing me. Midwives.
All to save lives.
Midwives.
The vital climate solution.
Thank you very much. Speech delivered on behalf of the National Executives of the Midwife Society, JRNMA, on IDM 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and cherished member of our society, on this auspicious occasion of all midwives globally, it is with immense pride and gratitude that I stand before you. Today we celebrate the dedication, hard work, and achievement of midwives across the globe, and Ghana is not an exception. Are equal to all of us. Together, we have endured various climate challenges, embraced opportunities, and forged bonds that transcend mere affiliation. Our collective efforts have not only shaped the trajectory of our association, but have also left an indelible mark on the community we serve. The International Day of the Midwife is marked on the 5th of May every year to celebrate the work of midwives across the globe and the impact of quality care on mothers, their families, communities, and nations. The global theme for 2024 is Midwives, a vital climate solution. The impact of climate change is beginning to manifest on the entire globe, particularly in developing countries like Ghana. The country is vulnerable to rising sea levels, droughts, increasing temperatures, and erratic rainfalls. The International Confederation of Midwives, ICM, in 2024 has emphasized that the potential effects of climate change can have serious consequences on women, babies, and families, as well as midwives, and that it is important for midwives to understand the importance of the threat of climate change and also contribute to the management of local and global environmental programs related to climate change. Midwives have important responsibilities to protect the health of mothers and children from the negative effects of climate change. Climate change can have significant impact on midwifery care. Extreme weather events can disrupt healthcare services, affect access to facilities, and increase the risk of complications during pregnancy, low birth weight, and neonatal mortalities. Additionally, climate change-related health issues, such as vector-borne disease, can affect both pregnant women and newborns. Midwives play a crucial role in addressing these challenges by providing support, education, and care to ensure the well-being of mothers and babies in a changing climate. Midwives are advocates, those on the ground caring for pregnant women, and those in the classroom to ensure midwifery is front and center in strategies to address climate change and its impact on the health and well-being of women and families. Private and public funders are waking up to the reality that addressing the climate crisis must involve strategies to improve the health and status of women, especially women who are pregnant. Midwives, as care providers and defenders of women's sexual and reproductive health, are key players in designing resilient health system capable of withstanding the worst impact of warming world. Delivering environmentally sustainable health services and empowering women and gender diverse people to make decisions that benefit them, their family, and the planet. Put simply, climate activism is embedded in the midwife-led community model of care. Midwives Association call for decisive measures to reduce carbon emissions, extreme weather conditions, health heat waves, air pollution, water contamination, and related diseases which are increasing. The impact of these factors are increased during pregnancy, birth, and postpartum, as well as for newborns and young children. Climate change has the potential to be the greatest health challenge of the century. It is imperative that midwives develop expertise in these areas, educating ourselves, our patients, and our students, and amplifying the cause of immediate change highlighted by the recent UN conference, COP27. It was quoted recently by the UN Secretary General that there is no planet B. We must fix the world we can. Those of us involved in perinatal health, whether in policy, research, education, or clinical care, must understand the broad impact of climate change on those we care for. Climate change-related events are already affecting health outcomes. Midwifery is necessary voice to help identify and implement new solutions through interprofessional engagement in improving health system and in the individual provision of our everyday care. One direct impact of extreme heat, which is a major climate change challenges in Ghana on maternal health, is increased rates of dehydration and heat stroke in pregnancy. Heat exposure can also lead to pregnancy complications such as preterm labor, low birth weight, and stillbirth. Continuing with practical approach to environmental health effect. The impact of climate change and air pollution on perinatal health. Air quality is critical to human health, especially during pregnancy. Although climate change affects everyone, the impact on resource constrained and marginalized communities is greater and must be better understood and addressed through concerted policy action. The role of midwife as part of humanitarian efforts in climate change disasters, especially when positioned within communities, is to maintain access to reproductive care in disasters. An example is the Mepe flooding. Midwives have the power to advocate for change and to prevent, recognize and address the impact on pregnant women and newborns across the spectrum of reproductive and primary health care. Let's all commit together as midwives to take action individually and collectively to reduce climate threats and support the necessary adaptation to mitigate the climate-related impact on both midwives and our clients. Starting now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a call for action. Initially, when I saw our theme, a vital climate solution, I was like, nah, climate is the midwife define. Yes, I was really skeptical about it. I'm like, hey, what are we going to do about it? But thanks to our chair, our treasurer, we have learned that we can support, we can educate, we can advocate, we can provide sustainable measures that will help address the effects of climate on our clients, on our women, and on their children. So please, can we give a round of applause? So I will call on Madam Edna to introduce our keynote speaker once again. Please, let's give it up.
Midwives.
All to save lives.
Midwives.
The vital climate solution.
Before I introduce our keynote speaker for the day, I would like to acknowledge some other dignitaries and artists that have not been acknowledged. So, we have our regional maternal health coordinator, or the regional health director, the person of Mrs. Celestina Baba Jacobs. Then we also have Reverend Jerry Mandi, the council member of the GRNA. We have Madam Lydia Yendi from Mother and Child Hospital, Kaswa, Leniku. Also, Miss Teresa Okonju Mabaka from CCTH, she's the child developer. We also have Miss Grace Akwa, and Jan at Speakers, CCTH. Then we also have the other regional executives of GRNA. Can you give us a wave? Other regional executives. our own Madam, Ms. Mary EDNS. Maternal health. You are welcome. And he note speaker for the day is an educator. She's a health educator, she's a trainer, she has impacted many lives for over 2 decades. She is a mother, married with beautiful children. She's the person of Miss Manuela Ganga. She's a tutor at
and the head of the midwifery department. Can we give it up for her?
Thank you so much for the introduction. I want to say that I'm standing here on behalf of my principal, Mrs. Jemima Akon. In fact, she wanted to be here. She really wanted to be here, but she's caught up with very important things that she has to do. And therefore, I have to step into this huge shoe of hers. Thank you so much. So, good morning to us all. And I want to acknowledge thank all those who are present here, the various representatives of the hospitals, various heads of departments, and all the invited guests here. Thank you so much for your attention. I want to also add that the first speaker has made our work so easy. But she has delved into, has gone deep into the topic that we had for today. So we will have one of the shortest keynote address this morning. So, we all know that the midwife is a very important health educator. When it comes to health system, the midwife plays an important role. And so if the International Women, the International Day of Midwives have decided to choose this topic, midwife, a vital climate solution, it is in the right direction. Like the previous speaker just said, or the presenter just said, midwife climate solution. What has midwife got to do with that? But we know that we are good at taking care of mothers and babies. But we forget that we are policy makers. We are already in the job of education. And when it comes to climate change, for us as midwives, we play a key role in this. So, that is the topic for discussion. Midwife, a vital climate solution. Right. So this is the outline of the presentation. All right. So we are saying that the International Confederation of Midwives recognizes that midwives are a vital solution in adapting health system to climate change and lowering the carbon emissions overall. Okay, so we are saying that as midwives, we deliver safe and environmentally sustainable health services, and we are always the first responders when disaster strikes. Like the first speaker rightly said, when there is disaster, we are the first people that are contacted because we are deep within the communities. And so we are the first people. You can find the midwife everywhere within the community. And so if they are inviting us to find solution, then it is really in the right direction. So for this reason, we are saying that the midwife plays an important role to addressing climate change. And so we have to put into place measures that will help us reduce this climate change. So what can we do as midwives? The first speaker elaborated on the effects of climate change. We looked at the various effects of climate change to the midwife, to the pregnant woman, to the country, and as a whole. But then as midwives, what can we do as midwives to reduce the effect of this climate change? What can we do as midwives? So that is what we are supposed to do to help mitigate the situation that we are facing now. We know that climate change brings about a lot of effects on the weather. We can all attest to the fact that the past few days, the weather has been very hot. That tells you about the effects of the changing climate. So not only are there increased temperatures, but when it comes to rainy season, we are flooded with floods. Which also causes disaster to the country. And that definitely has an effect on the pregnant woman, which comes down to you as a midwife. Because as a midwife, when there are floods, the pregnant woman is in labor. How will she cross over to your facility to receive health care? And so she may end up coming to you too late or dying. And that definitely means that as a midwife, we have an important role to play to reduce the effect of climate change. So what are the important areas that midwives can look at? Is providing comprehensive reproductive health service, which already we are doing. But we are just going to lay emphasis on some of them. I'm saying that as midwives, we should advocate family planning. Because family planning, we all know the benefits of family planning. It will help us reduce the population. And then help the women raise their children so that they are empowered. We know that when there's good family planning, the population will reduce. And we know the effect of overpopulation. We are all midwives, it's our key area, the effect of overpopulation. And one of the effects of overpopulation is poverty. And so the poverty that leads us to various forms of behaviors. So let's assume we're all able to buy gas. Would the village woman be burning firewood? Would they be cutting down trees? No. So we have a lot to do in the direction of family planning. And if we are able to do this, it means that it will help to reduce the effect of the climate on our women and children. Like I said, we are mostly within the community, and so they trust us. And already we are educators. We are health promoters, we promote health promotion. And so because we are within the community, we have lived with them. They have trusted us. So if we take the lead in talking about the effects of climate change, then it means that we can have impact, especially in the rural areas, cutting down trees. As we all know, the saying is when the last tree dies, the last man dies.
And so we have to play our role as health promoters. And that is also very important. We also have to advocate for healthcare practices that prioritize sustainability, such as reducing waste generation and using eco-friendly products and promoting energy-efficient facilities. So in our facilities, what can we do to reduce waste? We work at the hospital. How much waste do we generate? And what can we do as midwives to reduce the waste that also contribute to the climate change? Because the more waste we produce, the more we have to dispose of this waste. And we all know the means to dispose of this waste contribute to the depletion of the ozone layer. So if as midwives we learn to reduce waste generation, then we go a long way to help or make a change or bring solution as our team says. And we also influence health policies. We are policy makers. So we need to set up as midwives and get involved. We need to get involved, like the introduction, one of the persons who started, I think saying that most of the us are not involved in the leadership area. Now that we are getting involved. So we need to get involved so we can bring our expertise to bear. Because we cannot sit here and others make policies for us. We are the people, we know what we go through. So if we are not involved, they bring policies that may not favor us. So if we get involved in policy making in the healthcare system, it will help mitigate the climate change within the health system. Now we are also saying that midwives advocate and facilitate low intervention best practices that often have lower carbon footprints than hospital beds. So if as midwives we can encourage doesn't necessarily mean that getting international health attendants. If you are able to bring in policies where the midwife would have to go to the home of the expectant mother and give out the delivery services, it will help reduce hospital delivery. And we don't end up with cesarean sections, surgeries. Which also, in doing that, a lot of environmental hazards are produced. Because you need to, oxygen is brought in, a lot of things need to be done. In doing that, you're also producing more waste. Okay, and that can affect the climate change. So we are advocating that we can have home beds. So the midwives can go home. You can see your client antenatal. You can go home and see your client and give antenatal services at the client's home. But we are within the community. Right? And then every home bed also reduces transportation to and fro. First of all, which puts the woman at risk. Because of the nature of our roads. So it puts them at risk. And also, the fact that vehicles are moving to and fro, there's an issue of what? Carbon monoxide that can affect the ozone layer and therefore contribute to climate change. And so we are saying that midwives, we need to encourage home beds or centers to reduce the environmental impact associated with hospitals, infrastructure, and medical interventions. Now we are saying that as midwives, we need to. This is an important role because most of the effects of the climate is on the vulnerable society. We are in the community. We know how vulnerable these societies are. And this rain, there are those who are falling apart. There is rain, there is flood within the vulnerable communities. But we in the less vulnerable communities, we are well housed. And so we hardly are facing the disaster more. There is flood. They have found. Okay? It comes to the rains, come to destroy their farmlands. And so it ends in poverty. It ends in drought. And in the long term, it affects the nutrition of the people there. So if we are able to help reduce all these things, then of course we ensure that our women are safe. And also ensuring access to safe birth facility and medicine for tertiary care, midwives help mitigate the impact of climate-related disaster on the mother and the child. So how do we do this? By advocating, by being involved in policies, so that we make sure that our facilities are well equipped, okay, to give medicine for tertiary care. Our nurses are well trained to have the skills in providing these skills, providing help to the women, so that when there is a disaster, we are there to help. We all know that at the stage that we are now, we cannot stop what happens, but we reduce it. We put in effort to reduce the effect of all these health hazards that are related to climate change. So I hope that you all agree with me that it's important that as midwives we support the vulnerable communities so that we can educate them more to put in practices that will not reduce the effects of the climate change. We are saying that as midwives, leadership by example. By leadership by example, we act as models for others to look up to us and then do what is needful. So as midwives, how do you keep your environment? So you look at the whole environment. How do you keep your environment as a leader? How do you do that? So we as midwives need to change our behaviors in terms of environmental ways. I'm sure the next speaker will delve more into the environmental issues. We are just here to let you know the role that you midwife can play to reduce the impacts of the climate change on our masses. Because at the end of it, it affects them more. Usually, it affects them because of drought. They are prone to other waterborne diseases, that can affect their health as well as the health of the baby. Therefore, it's very important that we invest on the midwives. Investing on the midwives is very important. Look at all these important roles that they play. Okay. I think another important thing that I want to touch on is the health promotion that I mentioned. We are not delving into it. We realize that we educate our pregnant women when they come for antenatal care. Okay. Already we are doing that. So once we consciously make up our mind that this is what we want to do, want to contribute, want to create awareness of the effect of climate, then we
we can incorporate all this in education, we are giving our antenatal services. We need to educate them on the behavior, the right behavior to put up, the right attitude. We need to teach them on the effect of climate change. But once they know the effect, then it means that they will adhere to it. So our role as health promoters cannot be underrated. So we are saying that in all, we as midwives, our total role that we play here is promoting family planning, and then also encouraging breastfeeding. So those are the key important things that we can do as midwives. Encouraging breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is not only for the benefit of the mother and the baby, but once we encourage breastfeeding, there will be less production of formula foods. There will be less production of formula foods. And once there's less production of formula food, it means that the source of production that emits hazardous to the ozone layer will be reduced. So in the long term, we are reducing the effect of the climate on our country and on the world as a whole. So climate change affects everyone. No matter where you find yourself, you are affected by the climate change. So in conclusion, or in summary, I want to say that as midwives, for us to make a change, we need to promote family planning, promote breastfeeding, advocate for home births, then reduce medical waste. As midwives, we want to make an impact. These are the key areas that we need to take cognizance of. So in conclusion, we are saying that investing in midwives is not just a matter of healthcare, it is a cornerstone of climate and disaster adoption. So disaster application and resilience. By strengthening midwifery education, training and supporting systems, governments and stakeholders can foster the resilience of communities facing the impact of climate change. So it's important that we are equipped that we engage agencies that can ensure continuity of care even in the most challenging circumstances. I'm sure if we are giving a chance right now, we can give examples of the various challenges that we have gone through to save lives. Because we have found everywhere. And therefore, if the government pays attention to midwives, by training them. And I know in history we have done that a lot. A lot of lives, training skills have gone on. So I believe that our midwives are well equipped to save lives. So we always say that midwives serve as advocates for climate justice, highlighting the disproportionate impact of environmental degradation on women and girls. So we can do this through education. We can amplify the voice of midwives. We can advise and advance gender responsiveness approaches to climate adaptation and resilience, ensuring that the needs and rights of women are central to our efforts to build a sustainable future. So thank you very much for the opportunity to make this presentation. Thank you so much.
Please, we can do this.
So we thank Dr. Canada for the keynote. The role that we as midwives can play in climate solution. So initially I'm like, what can I do as a midwife? And now we've learned a lot. So there are certain things that we were initially joined us, we didn't even know that we were providing solutions to climate change, like providing contraception family planning methods, which goes a long way to reduce population. And also, I think this one would be found guilty, using energy saving bulbs to, I hope you are doing well with that. During the main program, we are not using energy saving bulbs. So we can put that into practice, since we have heard that we can help in climate solution. The beautiful bulbs are not energy saving. We can also encourage our women to breastfeed, which we already do. And we tell them not to patronize the formula feeds as much as possible. We can also help by educating our communities so that they know how to dispose their waste, and also as healthcare facilities dispose our waste properly, that we do not degrade our environment or cause air pollution and all that. So we have a long way to go. Initially, we were doing this constantly, but now we have been called to action. We have been called to make an impact. Just as our first keynote speaker said, that we have been identified globally, and we have been recognized globally. And if you get a global recognition, it comes with global responsibility. So we've all been tasked to do something, to make an impact, to brighten the corner where we find ourselves. And I hope we are going to do that henceforth. I hope you are going to do that henceforth. So, midwives.
All to save lives.
Midwives.
The right climate solution.
Please let's give a hand of applause to our Please, this is a small announcement. If you are here and you haven't registered, just silently raise up your hand, and then our PR will come with the papers for you to register. Silently. So we start with our first presentation, and that will be done by Madam Priscilla Chapa. I hope I got the surname right. She's our Assistant Programs Manager for EP Central Region. Can you please give her a hand?
Hello, please, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm privileged to be here, and thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Presidency. I'm here representing the Regional Director for the Environmental Protection Agency, Central Office. A lot has been discussed on the role of midwives and climate change. I won't talk a lot. I'll just add my little voice from the environmental perspective, how midwives can contribute in helping solve this giant problem that the whole world is facing, climate change. So to do that, we'll look at the nexus in midwifery and climate change. This is how my slides will go, the little agenda we have. So, our various speakers have spoken about climate change. And some people, when we talk about climate change, they think climate change is an outside problem. It's not our problem. We don't really see what is happening. But we seem to forget that the world is a global village. What is happening in A, you may think it's not close to you, but before you realize it has happened to you. A classical example is COVID-19. When it started, we had no idea to enter into Ghana. COVID, in Ghana. Before you realize it's in this country. And as health workers, you know how it's impacted the vulnerable groups, such as pregnant women and young children. as the world grapples with the impact of climate change, innovative solutions are needed across all sectors. It's not just an environmental issue, but it's everyone. It's my problem, it's your problem, everyone's problem. And to solve climate change, we need to look at it from a multifaceted approach. It's not like A plus B, you give us C, then that is it. We have to go through different ways to actually solve this issue of climate change. Give us a sustainable future, not just for ourselves, but for future generations to come. Midwives, traditionally, the role of midwives is, we just help bring children into this world, and that is it. But midwifery has now, we are learning that midwifery are crucial contributors to climate change solutions. Talk about climate change. Mom asked, what is climate change? I'm sure everyone here has an idea of what climate change is. So, you all know the Earth's climate is changing. In our current economic situation, when they don't talk the light, even sleeping is a problem because the heat is serious. And even you or me, that are not pregnant, I'm even sweating. Imagine a pregnant vulnerable woman, a newborn baby, that came from a very cool environment to this hot environment. And imagine how the climate will affect their mortality in this world. Climate change poses many threats to people's health and well-being. We are observing several intensifying weather and climatic conditions, including storms, extreme heat, floods, droughts, and wildfires. And that's an example, when it's Ramadan season, we realize that there are more fires than usual. It's not because we not had Ramadan before, but the climate has gotten to an extent that it's so dry that the smallest spark somewhere can set up a wildfire. And the same with floods. It's been raining since. Yes, population has increased. Yes, indiscriminate disposal of waste and all that. But apart from all that, the intensity of rain that has also increased. Even though we are also factors to it, natural causes are also attributing or causing floods that we hear every rainy season in this country and even across the world. Some few weeks back, we even had Dubai was flooded. All this are due to climate change effects. According to the World Health Organization, they are saying that they're expected between 2030 and 2050, we are going to get 250,000 additional deaths from undernutrition, malaria, diarrhea, and heat stress alone. And all these are some small or just a minute fraction of the effects of climate change on the environment and on the health of these vulnerable groups. Climate-sensitive health risks are felt by the most vulnerable and disadvantaged, which is including women and children. From the Environmental Protection Agency, our mission is to address climate change by protecting human health and the environment. And from our sector, we've done several things. We are trying to plant trees. Someone will say that trees, people go around, there are plenty of trees in the country where we still planting trees. But climate change is not just about, how do I put it? It's not just about looking at the greenery that is around. There's a particular type of trees that act more as carbon sequestrators, which is it drags more harmful gases from the atmosphere and releases more useful gases for you and I. So if you are planting trees and someone is like, trees not there are particular trees that are more useful in helping remove the toxic gases in the atmosphere. Now that we have so many cars and motor vehicles on our way, every day, every time the atmosphere going to and fro, it is much needed that we have measures in place to try and protect our environment from these climate changes. Climate change and health. When we talk about climate change, we feel it most in the health sector. have some vulnerability factors like demographic, geographical, biological, etc., etc. And all this areas that suffer most when it comes to climate change related issues. And as I stated earlier, climate change causes extreme weather events, heat, sea level rise, air pollution, etc., etc. And some of the groups that are exposed to climate change effects are people and communities. You, the health workforce over here, our infrastructure, energy systems, water systems, food systems, health systems, etc. So explain this a little. When we look at our energy systems. So for example, Ghana like this, we basically support our energy comes from hydroelectric power. When the extreme events of climate happen, we have higher temperatures causing more evapotranspiration, reducing the level of water that causes electricity to flow. So when that happens, we are challenged with light issues. So we don't have frequent light as we are supposed to have. We look at water systems. You go to some areas that need to have drainage systems across, all of them are dried up. And this is because of climate change related issues. World Health Organization and United Nations are speculating that at some point in time we won't have potable drinking water for everyone. Because apart from the fact that climate change is drying out water bodies, we are also polluting it, making it very, very difficult for us to consume these water bodies. If you talk to anyone from Ghana Water Service and they say the amount of chemicals they have to use to treat our water to make it safe for us to use in our homes, you'll be surprised. So these are some few things that the health sector is facing as a result of climate change related issues. So we come to our heroes that are mostly silent heroes. Midwives play a vital role in supporting women, families through one of life's most significant moments, childbirth. I won't be here, you won't be here, if not for the dedication and hard work of a midwife. And most of the time, people sort of downplay or they do not recognize the role midwives have to play. But you should know that midwives are supported. Bringing life into the world is beautiful. And if through your help and through your assistance, you help bring life into this world, then you should know that the role you play in the world is very huge. Since you do this role by empowering women, supporting our childbirth, providing community-based care, and playing a crucial role in reducing the risk of childbirth and maternal mortality. In some communities where they don't have access to health care, it's just a midwife they have. And the midwife serves as the doctor and everything everyone in the community. So that should let you know that we are very, very important in healthcare systems in this country and across the world. So now we come to the connection between midwifery and climate change. This has already been addressed, and I'll just touch on some few points and then we'll move on. So previous speakers have spoken about how midwives have deep connections to the communities. Midwives have deep connections to the community. And through this, they are in very suitable positions to influence healthcare behaviors. When I come, one thing about climate change or helping mitigate climate change is the 3 hours. Reduce, recycle. Reduce, recycle, and reuse. So when someone comes or a pregnant lady comes to a midwifery for prenatal care or antenatal care,
so it's also important that we are equipped.
This is like we can do it this way, this way.
Ensure continuity of care even in the most challenging circumstances. I'm sure we are giving the chance
into your hands. So whatever you advise you give them, they are more inclined to take it than when I come on a regular and just say it like that. They'll say I'm talking too much. But still that have that direct relationship between the mothers, between the community. They are more likely to take your advice and education towards mitigating climate change related issues. Especially in rural and underserved areas where climate change impacts are acutely felt. Okay, so in contributing to climate change mitigation strategies through sustainable healthcare practices, what can you do or your role as a midwife or nurse? This has been mentioned already, but I'll just tackle a bit and then we'll move on. Education and advocacy. Education is very, very important because coming from the health perspective, you can tell them what to do and what not to do. Like for example, advising them, as Sita previously said, breastfeeding. Breastfeed your baby instead of formula milk, if it's possible for you to breastfeed your baby. If you are using, advocate the use of napkins instead of using diapers. That's where end up going into our dustbins, going into our gutters, and all that, polluting the environment. Telling them, let's say for example, you have empty bottles or something over there, you can use it for something else instead of throwing it away. You can also advise our mothers that instead of doing open bedding, when you gather your rubbish, rather get a waste bin and put it in, because you inhaling the toxic fumes, apart from it destroying the environment, will have negative effects on you and the child as well. I went somewhere recently and they've used car ties as some sort of dustbin so that people put trash inside. This is a way of reducing or reusing waste components. So all this can be part of your role in preventing or helping mitigating the effects of climate change. I've mentioned community engagement already. Where you are have a direct relation with the community people, engaging them to adopt effective strategies to help mitigate climate problems. Also, in disaster preparedness, as Hasmina rightly said, when there's a disaster, the midwife is one of the key people that plays a role in that. Supporting local and sustainable resources. As midwives, we can also tell our people that instead of maybe getting some things from China or letting them export some things, we can get some things locally sourced. And this will help reduce carbon footprint, emissions, and all those things that go into play. Help prevent climate change related problems. Supporting vulnerable groups during disasters, or one classical example, COVID-19, midwives supported vulnerable groups, pregnant women and newborn babies during that time. Because at that time, everyone was scared for their lives. But I'm sure midwives played a major role in comforting women that were scared that, hey, COVID has come, my child is coming to die, I'm coming to die. But the role midwives played, we help give support to these vulnerable groups during these times. Reducing medical waste, this part has already been spoken about. Reuse, recycle, very important 3 hours in mitigating climate-related issues. One important thing that you should know, which is point 3, your voices as midwives, as nurses, can contribute to broader discussions on climate policy, emphasizing the importance of addressing climate change as a public health issue. From the World Health Organization, after the emergence of COVID or the outbreak of COVID, they decided to tackle something through a One Health approach, looking at it from the environmental perspective, the public health perspective, and the animal health perspective. So coming from the public health perspective, you should know that you are an important voice when it comes to making policies to ensure that anything in relation to mitigating climate change on your clients or the people you work for should be heard. So, in conclusion, midwives are more than healthcare providers. You are community leaders with the potential to drive climate change solutions at the local level. One thing in this country is when we talk about, for example, when we talk about waste management issues, even though yes, the head parts, maybe governmental bodies, organizations, they have their roles to play. But most of our waste management issues is an institutional problem. We take our structure, you drink water, you throw it out. Some people decide to do open defecation. Some people decide to do whatever they want to do. But if as midwives we are educating them, helping change people's mindset, this will help achieve our goal of effective waste management techniques in the world or in Ghana. In Ghana, here, for example, if you go to the beach areas, we have some issues with illegal sand when people go and take the beach sand because they said that they are banned, so whatever you tell them, they will not listen. If you as midwives, the community listens to you, listens to what you say, and you advise them that, oh, this, you do it this way, it won't help. Better you do it this way. Then you yourself are advocating for change. They are changing people's mindset to do the right thing. And even though you might not see it maybe happening immediately, we should know that little drops of water eventually
create the sustainable world all of us want. By adopting sustainable practices, promoting resilience, advocating for climate change, midwives can play a vital role in addressing the complex challenges posed by climate change. Your contributions offer a unique and essential perspective on creating a healthier and more sustainable future. To end this,
even though International Midwife Day was May 5th, I wish everyone here happy International Midwife Day and also happy Mother's Day in advance to all seated here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to say again thank you to our sister, President, for the wonderful presentation by an environmental protection agent. So, those who just joined us, we have added something to our slogan. When we say midwives, we respond to save lives. And the second midwives, we respond a vital climate solution. So let's do a small rehearsals. Midwives.
How to save lives.
Are you tired?
No.
Let's do it power. Midwives.
How to save lives.
Midwives.
Vital climate solution.
Thank you. So, can you please give a hand of applause to our speaker? Madam Priscilla buttressed on the point that as midwives, we have to be educated and advocates. Very good education. Health of Anapia, do health of everything. But this time around, we should add health of that help and give solutions to our climate issues, like educating them on using energy saving items, educating them on breastfeeding so they can avoid buying of formula, introducing them to meals that they take that will help them get enough breast milk, like the cereals, the meats, the fenugreeks. We can do that for them as well. We can also engage our communities to let them know the role they play in solving climate issues. We can also support with local and sustainable resources. We can support our vulnerable population, and we can reduce our medical waste as much as possible. So that was what I took from Madam Edna's Madam President's presentation. And do we have any questions with regards to what we have dealt with so far? Question? Any question? Initially, we didn't know our role as midwives in climate change. Now, all our three speakers have given us bits and pieces of what we as midwives need to do to be climate solution. We need to do more. We have been called for action. Now. So anything you didn't understand, anything they said that beats your mind, you can ask a question around that so that we give you clarification. Yes,
Thank you very much. I'm Obed. My question is coming from a recent community engagement we had in the suburb where I work. An old man asked us, when we were talking about emails, that there was a time where extension officers were coming to the homes and then were summoning people for dirtiness. So what has happened to that? So my question goes to Madam President. As EP, I believe the actions of the extension officers were helping you achieve a goal. What will the EPA do to help bring some of these things back? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So, EPA works with various sectors. We work with the Assembly as well. Under the Assembly, we have the Environmental Health Directorate. So, EPA for the Central Regional Office takes care of the whole Central region, and it's too big for one person to handle. So we have the Environmental Health Directorate in each Assembly, and they are supposed to ensure that waste is handled on the domestic level. So waste management has been sectioned. The domestic level waste is handled by the Assembly. When we come to the industrial and commercial waste, and that comes to the Environmental Protection Agency. But in areas where the Assembly cannot handle something, and then they come to the Environmental Protection Agency for support. This issue with waste management and people coming around homes and things, it's something that we are trying. People think we are not doing our best, but sometimes we go to these communities. Very recently, we went to a community, one of the coastal areas in the central region, and to educate them on open education and cleanliness. And as we were saying, they said that the Apple school will be like as we were educating, someone pulled down the trousers and defecated right there because that is where the person is. So some of these things, it's a problem. It's a mindset problem. Because without them don't do this and they still do this. Recently, we organized a beach cleanup exercise where we're cleaning up refuse along the coastal lines. And then you see someone also carrying trash from the house and throwing it back into the sea. So it's not just an EPA problem. All of us, across all governmental sectors, your sector, my sector, everyone. Because we all face waste. So solve the problem, we all need to come on board. If it's just on EPA, we can't do it alone. Thank you very much.
Any contribution, any question? Yes, please.
Yeah, Madam President, I have
okay, please, sorry to bother. Please, you take 3 questions, and then when you ask your question, let us know the speaker you want to answer that question for before you give them more to answer the question.
Okay.
So please, you can carry on.
Yeah, mine goes to the environmental protection. My question is, when you were talking, you made mention of our water company using a lot of chemicals in treating our waters. And I think this is as a result of illegal minings that are going on within the country. which is polluting our water. What role have EPA played so far in reducing, and what has the law said according to your agency? The transmitters that we have in our system, the telcos, because we are talking about environmental friendliness, and you realize that sometimes even on top of a building, you see an FM mast being mounted there, and these are all producing a lot of radiations, which makes the ozone layer deplete, and at the end, it affects our climate, and we all suffer. So, what is the role concerning those areas? And then the third one, gas and fuel stations. See them all over around, and some are gas stations within town. And we know these are very highly flammable agents that can cause explosions, which can affect the lives of people. So, EPA, what is the way forward?
Unless they're doing one contribution to the first question that was asked. So she's told that they're very difficult. It's not easy to get people to go, like those days, home to home, and then punishing them for not keeping the environment clean. And that is why they are involved as midwives. So if you go to the pregnant one, definitely come to us. We do a lot of education. So it is now time for us to emphasize on environmental and personal hygiene. Okay? And then include the effect of climate into our education. So in doing this, when you educate the woman, then she will impact this knowledge to her grown-up children in the house. And at the end of the day, you are impacting the community in which she finds herself. And then we go national, as they move from community to community, they are educating the whole country. So we have an important role to play in this effect. We shouldn't depend on just the environmental department. Thank you.
Please, thank you for your question. So the first part was on the mining, the galamsey ordinance. Okay. So we are all in this country, and we know how the galamsey is going. Apart from it being a top problem, local people are also a problem. When sometimes we get people, they are arrested, they get the local people try and get the person out. Top people try and get the person out. So then it's sort of, it's like they are fetching water into a basket. We are trying our best. Recently, there was this project called the Ghana Landscape Restoration Project, where we are trying to plant trees along riparian areas, which is areas along rivers. So plants end up sort of, how should I say, bringing the river back to its natural state. So it started in 2020, planting trees all across the major rivers in the country, ensuring that trying to get the river to its natural state. Apart from that, they are engaging the community, leading with them. Some of these, especially illegal mining activities, happen late at night. Sometimes you will go there in the morning, in the afternoon. The activity happens around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And these things are happening with people holding guns and things. We try our best. We work with the police, Minerals Commission, Forestry Commission, armed forces. We had some cases where some people go and fight, someone loses their life. It's not a one-person job. And sometimes when you are tackling some certain things, and some people are also trying to spoil the things you are doing, it makes it a little difficult. But we try our possible best. What I can do, I do my possible best. What my office can do our possible best. But sometimes when they're supposed to go along let's say, the ranks or go up, then there's a little problem here and there. But if we or people living in the community, we prevent these things from happening, it won't happen. Some of our local leaders are also supporters of all these things, so it makes our work difficult. And me that in the Cape Coast here, I have to go to to maybe mining communities in Trifo area or something. And the local leaders are not going to allow me to enter, or they are holding guns and things. What can I do? I can't do much. But if the community members themselves are fighting against illegal mining, no foreigner can come there and take the mineral deposits from there. And also, if as they are land over here, and the people, it is your land. If you don't treat it well, you are going to suffer the effects from it. For example, when we have flooding issues and people throw trash and things into our gutters, and your house gets flooded, and you are shouting, excuse me to say, you are shouting the government. The government didn't come and put the rubbish inside. Now your house is flooded, you are shouting government. So then, what do you want them to do when you are the cause of the whole problem? Yes, those are the roles to play, but we have the major roles to play because government is mostly me and you, not the few 200 and some people that are sitting up there. If the millions of people living in the country ourselves have made up our minds to do the right thing, trust me, a lot of things will change. You talk about telecoms and master things. Before we issue an environmental permit to telecoms and things, we went to the Ghana radiation. The environmental health of the assemblies and all that, we make sure that the measures are put in place that do not have any effect on people around. People have the misconception that when the telecom mast is there, you get cancer or something. But we check all these things. There are permissible levels of, there's no radiation per se, but permissible levels that are there, that doesn't have any effect on you. We can't stop urbanization. We need telecom masts that our networks work. If right now they are here, by the grace of God, our internet services, and because of telecom masts that are around, so if they are shouting, we should move all of them. They don't want any internet anymore. So as urbanization is going on, our role as EPA is to ensure that the minimum or no effect at all is happening to you and I on the environment. And the last part about gas and filling stations. Most of the problems with gas and filling stations happening in areas where people are living is because people came to meet the gas stations over there. Or people came to, you saw that a filling station, but you said you would build your house here. Right now as EPA, before someone comes for a permit for a fuel station or a gas station, I do a lot of environmental checks, looking at the spatial correlation between the people around and all of that. Before I give you a permit, this area can be undeveloped. In some 5, 10 years, other people have, when there's a fuel station, there's a road network, it attracts people to live around. Then you go and live close by, when the problem happens, then you start shouting. When you know very well, the dangers you face from being close to these things. So sometimes, actually, all of us, we are to blame. We wait for the problem to happen and then we start shouting. When we know that we are not supposed to, we are supposed to be 60 meters away from fuel station. But someone will go right at the wall of the fuel station and he's building his apartment or something. And then, for some few years, you can kind of be shouting that you want the fuel station to pay you some money because but you came to meet them over there. These are some of the challenges we face. Our problems in the environment, it's a me and you problem. If you do our best, we will have a healthy and sustainable environment for all of us. Thank you very much.
Take one contribution.
Midwives.
All to save lives.
Midwives.
I'm
glad all the speakers spoke about reducing waste. As an IPC coordinator, we always train our people to reduce waste and segregate waste. And most of our problems that we have in our various facilities is midwives. You go and they mix the waste. Like, yes. Infectious waste. We have general waste. Infectious waste and highly infectious. We put the dustbins there. You go and open and gloves, blood gloves,
general waste. We all know this is not the right time. I'm just advocating, like they said, we should advocate. So I'm just advocating that now that we've all learned that midwives plays a vital role in climate solution, we should also take that up. That this time we are reducing waste, and reducing waste starts from our labor wards. We are not environmentally friendly, like someone is saying. We should start from our labor wards. Because like they said, some of the waste materials, when they burn, it produces gas. That is why they are saying we should not mix them. So we should just go by the rules. Let all abide by the rules that they are giving us, or what they are saying. It starts from our labor ward. So I'm advocating. It's just an advocate that I'm doing for IPs.
You come back to a Q&A, so please hold that thought back. If we should quiz us, if IPC, Madam IPC, quiz us on the color of bins, the kind of waste we're putting right now, it will be something that and we don't want to go into that detail. We know. Hey, are you daring? Madam IPC, they're daring you. That asked us. He wants us to maintain our dignity because today we are celebrating ourselves. So we will go into that. So we will be taking musical interlude while our second presenter prepares themselves to give us a presentation on cultural competence in midwifery practice. Okay, she's ready. Want the musical interlude? Okay, so please, our gentleman behind the laptop, can you give us a song that would make us dance? We've sat down for a long time. We don't want Shatawali's song.
If the song is not coming, we can all stretch. Somebody can give us an icebreaker. Who will lead us in an ice-breaking 6th year?
In Cape Coast, Ghana, there is a place that provides the most impeccable hospitality. GRNMA Hotel is where you experience the real meaning of comfort and relaxed ambience. From the biggest outdoor space and a garden for all outdoor events like wedding parties, funeral receptions, kids parties, and more. Free parking space for guests, to the coziest lounge which gives the warmest embrace while you get attended to by our well-trained staff. We have a large conference room for indoor events like wedding ceremonies, naming ceremonies, conferences, and other intimate gatherings. We offer bus rental and mobile swimming pool rental services. Make yourself at home in our standard rooms that have refrigerators, flat screen TV, a desk, and more. Or our deluxe room that features tea kettle, tea set, some snacks, sofa, and a bigger desk. The rooms come with a complimentary breakfast, strong internet connection, DSTV, and Netflix for our guests to chill with. Our restaurant serves the best continental and native dishes as well as the yummiest pizza you can ever find. We also have special Sunday services. Nasa kweside we abre panya mutwe na nkatankwan akrantinam beef ne duanya yugodo ana fufu nebu no chinam inyenza. GRNMA Hotel introduces a special Sunday sumptuous healthy local dishes like tim fufu, bangkung, and rice balls with assorted soups, bushmeat, and fish. That's right. GRNMA Hotel serves these local dishes every Sunday from 10:30 a.m. Visit and enjoy a perfect local meal in a serene environment. Locate GRNMA Hotel off the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital Academy Road. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at GRNMA Hotel Cape Coast. Our website www.grnmacchotel.com. Call us on 050 000 4515 or 0332 150 511. Send us a mail on reservation.grnmahotel.cc@gmail.com. GRNMA Hotel, uniquely placed, welcoming ambience. In Cape Coast, Ghana, there is a place that provides the most impeccable hospitality. GRNMA Hotel is where you experience the real meaning of comfort and relaxed ambience. From the biggest outdoor space and a garden for all outdoor events like wedding parties, funeral receptions, kids' parties, and more. Free parking space for guests to the coziest lounge, which gives the warmest embrace while you get attended to by our well-trained staff. We have a large conference room for indoor events like wedding ceremonies, naming ceremonies, conferences, and other intimate gatherings. We offer bus rental and mobile swimming pool rental services. Make yourself at home in our standard rooms that have refrigerators, flat screen TV, a desk, and more. Or our deluxe room that features tea kettle, tea set, some snacks, sofa, and a bigger desk. The rooms come with a complimentary breakfast, strong internet connection, DSTV, and Netflix for our guests to chill with. Our restaurant serves the best continental and native dishes as well as the yummiest pizza you can ever find. We also have special Sunday services. Nasa kweside we abre panya mutwe na nkatankwan akrantinam beef ne duanya yugodo ana fufu nebu no chinam inyenza. GRNMA Hotel introduces a special Sunday sumptuous healthy local dishes like tim fufu, bangkung, and rice balls with assorted soups, bushmeat, and fish. That's right. GRNMA Hotel serves these local dishes every Sunday from 10:30 a.m. Visit and enjoy a perfect local meal in a serene environment. Locate GRNMA Hotel off the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital Academy Road. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at GRNMA Hotel Cape Coast. Our website www.grnmacchotel.com. Call us on 050 000 4515 or 0332 150 511. Send us a mail on reservation.grnmahotel.cc@gmail.com. GRNMA Hotel, uniquely placed, welcoming ambience. In Cape Coast, Ghana, there is a place that provides the most impeccable hospitality. GRNMA Hotel is where you experience the real meaning of comfort and relaxed ambience. From the biggest outdoor space and a garden for all outdoor events like wedding parties, funeral receptions, kids' parties, and more. Free parking space for guests to the coziest lounge, which gives the warmest embrace while you get attended to by our well-trained staff. We have a large conference room for indoor events like wedding ceremonies, naming ceremonies, conferences, and other intimate gatherings. We offer bus rental and mobile swimming pool rental services. Make yourself at home in our standard rooms that have refrigerators, flat screen TV, a desk, and more. Or our deluxe room that features tea kettle, tea set, some snacks, sofa, and a bigger desk. The rooms come with a complimentary breakfast, strong internet connection, DSTV, and Netflix for our guests to chill with. Our restaurant serves the best continental and native dishes as well as the yummiest pizza you can ever find. We also have special Sunday services. Nasa kweside wiabre panya mutwe na nkatankwan akrantinam beef ne duanya yugudo ana fufu nebu no chinam inyenza. GRNMA Hotel introduces a special Sunday sumptuous healthy local dishes like tim fufu, bangkung, and rice balls with assorted soups, bushmeat, and fish. That's right. GRNMA Hotel serves these local dishes every Sunday from 10:30 a.m. Visit and enjoy a perfect local meal in a serene environment. Locate GRNMA Hotel off the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital Academy Road. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at GRNMA Hotel Cape Coast. Our website www.grnmacchotel.com. Call us on 050 000 4515 or 0332 150 511. Send us a mail on reservation.grnmahotel.cc@g.
Getting the responses that I need. Midwives. Midwives. All right. This morning, we are taking the opportunity of our meeting here to discuss something about cultural competencies in midwifery process. This is going to be a discussion, and so I'm pleading with you all to involve yourself. But unfortunately, your mouth is busy, and so I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I believe we can still do it. All right. So I'm Grace Affa, a registered midwife at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. Then I was initially introduced as in charge of the ISAT. That shoe is too big for me. I am not in charge of ISAT. I'm just a humble servant. Thank you. All right. So this is going to be a discussion, as I said earlier, on cultural practices in midwifery. Cultural competencies in midwifery practice. And so, first of all, I would like to know, when you say culture, what does it mean? When you say culture, what does it mean? Those from CCTH, how are you? And then my friends from farming. Do you have anyone from farming? Is that don't you know? I'm at the office of agency, and so the referrals come to us. You know, okay. Please, when you say culture, what does it mean? Can you get the other mic?
The way and manner a group of people live, and it involves their totality, what they wear, what they eat, their languages, festivals, and all that. That is culture.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Please, anyone, when we say competency, what does it mean? Competence. Okay, yes, okay, culture.
The one we were taught as culture. And they said that culture is the way people behave, live, and the way they think, which is bound by the way they eat.
Thank you very much. The way people behave. Please, the name again. Reverend Jerry 2024. The way people behave. And then they even eat how they also eat. Okay. Thank you very much. What about competency? Say competence, what comes to mind?
Competency is the ability to perform a specific task.
Thank you very much, Mama Mo. Yes, so competence is the ability to perform a specific task. What do we say? Your expertise, your proficiency in something. So we want to combine the cultural competence in midwifery. And midwifery care, we know that a midwife is someone who has undergone training and taking those courses that is approved by ICF and has passed the licensure exams in a recognized institution. Okay, before you become a midwife, you have to go through this before you become a midwife. And so the midwifery practice is carried for pregnant women, childbirth, assisting at childbirth, and in the postpartum period, both the mother and then the newborn. So when you say competence in midwifery, then it means that the way and manner people do their things, the way they live, how are we going to learn that, combine that with our midwifery knowledge, and then get agreement, reach an agreement with our women so that you can provide the best of care to them, so that you can have a better birth outcomes, we can improve on our health. And so, without wasting much time, move on to this is the presentation outline. My objective for this presentation is that at the end of this presentation, participants will actually shape cultural competency within the midwifery context and become more culturally competent practitioners to promote improved quality care and improved health outcomes. Okay, so I want us to get interactive, and then I don't know whether we can recite the midwifery prayer. Can we do that? Okay, then I want to hear you all. Alright, so we are starting. Okay, 1, 2. So you can be seated. 1, 2.
Have mercy on me, O Lord, and in all my actions, let me have thy fear before my eyes, that I may be careful
of both rich and poor, to do good and not sin, save lives and not destroy, help my infirmities and imperfection, and grant me skills and knowledge and judgment, ability to imagine and will. So help me, Lord. Okay, thank you. Also, that your experiences as well. especially those at the peripheries. Have you encountered any cultural diversity whereby a woman comes into labor and say, no, I won't allow you to do VE. I'm not going to expose my abdomen, I'm not going to expose my perineum. Have you encountered any like that? Any such case? And how did you deal with it? You are. Oh, I know you have experience about some of these things. Okay.
So I happen to be in the northern region of Ghana, where our Fulanis, when they come into labor, they will not allow you to do anything for them. They will come, but then they wouldn't agree for you to do their fee and other things simply because they believe they are private parts and other things for their husband alone. So what we were doing is that you have to allow them. In fact, you have no other choice than to allow them. You monitor your FH and their tummy. You would have to have a way of conversing and check the FH. But for V, you will allow until she tells you that the baby is coming. Then she pushes and you catch your baby. That was all we were doing. And then for them, funny enough, they are able to bear the pains. Like they will cope very well. So once they tell you the baby is coming, you should know the baby is coming. Then you do your delivery.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Abakan. Please, anyone.
My own is very awkward and it sounds so funny because there was a TPA in our community that we always collaborate with them. So she brings the laboring woman. So one day she brought the laboring woman and she was a primary. We did. And her parent wanted to do the research on this. She said no. In their family and in their community, you don't have to because you're trying to say. And I say, enjoy it to me, and also and she was insisting that no, we should not. Eventually, we didn't do the research, but she got some tape and she was bleeding. We needed to switch her. The woman said no, she should not. But we also know that she is still bleeding. So how come then we managed to convince her enough? Then she accepted in one way or the other. We did the switch. Then they went home. We did every education we're supposed to do postpartum. She went home in 3 days' time. They brought the baby with jaundice signs. So I'm at a health center, so I have to refer, and I refer. So when they went, then they started the process. But the woman said, because we did the suture, that is why the baby Yes, and from that time, we say that she has never brought any case to our facility. It's I think that it's very awkward. But we also needed to do what we were supposed to do. So these are some of the cultural things that affect us.
So there is a need for more engagement with the community. Alright, so by way of introduction, our country Ghana is known for its diversity. Is there anyone coming up with an experience behind? Okay. Okay.
They don't believe with chlorhexidine and the spirits and other things. They are used to the old ways of using the salt. So I'm using much education on it. So when they leave my place, I used to follow up. You go, you want to check them, but then you'll be hiding the baby. Because they know they didn't use the chlorhexidine. So we have much to do with the quality and their baby.
That's your name and where you are.
I'm Jan from AAK.
AAK, okay. Alright, thank you. Is there any other? Alright, so we can move on to our presentation. Right, the country Ghana is known for its cultural diversity. Ghana had over yes. If we go to the north, we have their own culture. We come to the south, the east, the west, we have our own culture. We have, even in food, and very fancy and Amaba. The Asante region, and then the Eastern Embassy, the Water region. So even when we talk about just food, we all have our delicacies that we enjoy that much. Come to music, come to dance. There are a whole lot of cultural diversity in the country that we find ourselves. And we accept everybody, isn't it? And we're able to work in harmony, isn't it? Yes, because no matter where we are coming from, no matter our background, our training, we are all human beings, and so we need to collaborate so that we achieve a common goal that we have set for ourselves. And so the same way we need to collaborate with our pregnant women, the clients, the community engagement. I think we have to do lots about community engagement, taking into consideration the opinion leaders in our communities. In CBS, yes, we are training them, but what about the churches? Faith-based churches, yes. Because a whole lot of things are happening over there. Those who are crucifying CSs and all that, we are having an encounter with them and the communication that they end up with. So there is the need for more community engagement. In the concept of midwifery practice, we are faced with the challenge of having to care for women from diverse cultural backgrounds. In order to promote good maternal outcomes, it is important to understand the cultural diversities in the Ghanaian context to promote cultural competencies in our facility. Yes, so this study was done in the UK, and then they realized that the Black Africans that migrate there do not really accept their ANC, how they conduct their ANC, and so they realized that the mortalities that were coming, more of them were of Black origin. And so they have realized that there is a need for them to engage us on what we really want when ANC, when we come for ANC visit. And so this is just something I came up with when I was doing my research. And so that means that even for us, sometimes you get there and then we think we have their own way of caring antenatal services. So we are not really, I don't know what really happened, but this is a study that was done in the UK. And we realized that their mortalities, majority of them were of Black origin. Alright, so this is culture, and a lot of people came up with, have come up with definition of culture. So what I have here is that culture is a way of life, a particular group of people. It includes beliefs, attitudes, values, dress, clothes, foods, arts, drama, music, language, faith, religion, and rituals. 1951, clock on. Explain culture as sharing a pattern of thinking, feeling, reacting, and problem solving. Then Iga Shen, 2010, also described the culture as shared beliefs, values, assumptions of a group of people who learn from one another and teach others that their beliefs, attitude, and perspectives are the correct ways to think, act, and then feel. It is passed on. This is what my grandma told me, that when I give birth, I have to do this. And then it happens. My father was a midwife, you know. When I give birth, I had someone who can it was just overboard. So sometimes, like, you don't really have options. But then these are the people that you leave your children to. So there's a need for you to engage them. Talk to them, the reason why that was done and done now, we don't want it to be done. And those that are not harmful, you can just allow them have their way, because you know that and yet 10 years away we need another. Yes, so that is that. Cultural diversity. So when you say cultural diversity, I think we have come as differences in what we believe in, our way of life and all that. So cultural diversity refers to differences between people based on values, beliefs, norms, customs, and meaning evidence in their way of life. Cultural knowledge in cultural diversity is important in midwifery practice. as it addresses ethnic and racial differences where applicable. Okay, we continue that. It helps to incorporate each human's culture into the provision of individualized midwifery care. It means having the knowledge, the skills and attitudes to understand the effect of power within the healthcare relationship and develop respectful relationship with people of different cultures. So yes, a woman comes to your facility and then tells you that, for me, when I deliver, I sit on hot water because I believe there is a wound in my womb that has to heal. And so even with your vasectomy, I will still have to sit on hot water. What are you going to do? No one ever be why are you telling me that? Rather than 9 hour 8, it's all alive. 9 minutes of the way after my so you see, this is what they believe in. This is what they have believed. I mean, they have lived it. And so they think that is the best way of life. Alright, so I saw this definition by World and Special 2013 that defined culture competence as the acquisition and maintenance of culture-specific skills for very practical reasons that will help us to function effectively within the new cultural context and then interact effectively with people from different cultural backgrounds. So where you find yourself, I believe that once you are posted to a community, there is a need for orientation to the community to know what they believe in. And then you also draw your plan on how to tackle some of these issues. Some of them you can do it individually. At times too, you have to involve your opinion leaders because if the opinion leaders, they understand you, the healthcare provider, then they can go and then tell their people that, yes, this is what we've been doing for long, but now we are in climate change, isn't it? So what are we doing? Things are changing, so there is a need for us to change our way of life. It's culture competence as you get skills in how to collaborate, engage your clients, your pregnant women, the community on. It can be on negotiation that this is what you are saying. Okay, if it is true, and I'm also dealing with Kuswa, I'm okay with it. But passing enema, it isn't the best. Then you explain to them your rationale behind it, and then you allow them to make their own choice. It's not like you are imposing your knowledge on them, but you allow them to come up with it. Like, if you are pregnant, don't eat egg. If you are pregnant, don't eat cereal. If you are pregnant, don't eat meat. We know that these ones contain proteins that is needed for the pregnant woman and the unborn baby. So what are you going to do? You have to explain the nutritional values of these items to the woman. And then ask her, you are not eating this, what do you think would happen to you and the baby? Then she herself will come out to say that, oh, I'm powerful. I think I'm losing a nutritious diet and nutritional value that would affect my baby and then myself. So I think I would eat it. If not, then you can give her options, like the Kesasku boys, the Amane, then the others. That is what she wants to eat. In this way, you are meeting her halfway. She's also coming to understand you. And then one thing we should know that when you accept them for who they are and what they believe in, they tend to also listen to you, isn't it? Because yes, after there, Mommy, you have hypertensive disorders in pregnancy. And so there is a need for you to take these drugs. Okay, or better you drink the pepper. But when she gets to the house, we know what happens. So that is why there is a need for us to a lot about community engagement. The Williams 2001 defined cultural competence as the ability of individuals and systems to work must respond effectively across cultures in a way that acknowledges and respects the culture of the person or organization being served. So it's now time for us to engage with them and within the systems. Like if you come to the hospital, for instance, the delivery room is filled with beds, isn't it? If someone wants to deliver on the floor, what happens? And so now we have to at least remove one bed and make that space special for those women who want to lie on the floor and deliver. You see, any confusion? Okay. Yes, I know the waste problem, but we have body mechanisms, isn't it? We have learned about the body mechanisms. And so we sometimes when you give them that control, they have, like, they feel that they are in control of the breast territory. And so it helps them psychologically. That the Panamanian is and so they are in control of the delivery room. That helps them to deliver. If they are not, they are not sound psychologically, they are not so comfortable with where they are, the delivery process will not go on well. That's one thing I've realized. And so there is a need for us to build their confidence when they even come into labor. We have to discuss their health issues with them. We have to make plans with them. And then we identify, we plan, we implement, and then we evaluate with them. When that happens, they feel good within themselves. And then we have the feel good hormones, isn't it? The serotonin and the dopamine. When they come, they are secreted into the body. They do a lot of good things to the woman. That's herself, yes. But when they are not psychological, so in midwifery, when you're assessing, reassessment of labor, so by the 4 P's, the person. Now we have added the person slash psychology. Mommy, so the side is about the psychology of the woman in labor. So the 4 P's have the powers, the passenger, the person, the passage. And so the person as person slash the side, who talks about the mental state of the woman in labor. It's that that relates to the progress of labor. And so we have to empower our women when they come into labor. If you even start from ANC, they should be in control of whatever that is happening. And then when we do that, they're able to operate very well. Because they know that manliness will do intimacy, maintenance. Continue to culture and the midwife. So in the midwifery practice, there is this interplay of 3 cultures. That is the culture of our clients, that's of a midwife. Because midwife is a culture, we have our way of life, isn't it? Yes. And then the culture of the session of the organizational culture. That in America about the institution, like the hospital, for instance. If you come to the hospital, our logistics, our equipment, how we have set up the entire place, is it favoring the woman who is in labor? Are we taking into consideration what they want, what they like? When they go to the community for childbirth, they are given the liberty to do a lot of things, to walk around, to do this, to do that. When you go to the labor ward, you have partitions. If you want to even walk around, then you should just between the space between your bed and the curtains. And so you're not even able to walk about as you really want. Okay, so there is a need for us to also change some things so that in a way they can also feel comfortable and then be in control of their health issues. So diversity in childbirth practices is a global phenomenon, something that is ongoing. Hence, midwives have to be culturally competent, facilitate delivery of good quality health care. Benefits of cultural competence in midwifery. If we're able to have this competence, if we're able to build our competence when it comes to culture of our clients, what will happen? It enables you to gain understanding of the cultural beliefs and practices of clients in childbirth. I think we've talked about this. It helps you to communicate with and effectively interact with people across cultures. determine the diversity in traditional indigenous culture and the midwifery culture in practice in pregnancy and childbirth. Then it helps to plan and implement care agreed by both parties. And so, as I was saying, your clients, you understand your clients and your client understands you. Then at the end of the day, they're going to promote good health, isn't it? What you tell the client will do exactly that. And then by the time you realize we are reducing our maternal mortality and the perinatal. Okay, so common areas of diversity. Yes, so when you go to some communities, they believe in child pregnancy. Or in someone, yes, so I think as 12 years start, so that by 18 you are done with childbirth. And then, when no money in your home, but what I was a thing. What I was a thing. Child pregnancy, what are some of the complications that might come up? Okay, nutritional health, as I talked about, meat, milk, and then others. Position of decision on care. When a pregnant woman is pregnant, in fact, she is carrying the pregnancy exclusively. And so decision related to the pregnancy, the mother-in-law is coming in, the mother is coming in, one is coming in. It's a lot. You cannot even decide for yourself. Even you as a health worker, and I'm a one, you call yourself that training you are going to. When you are going outside, cover your chest, cover your tummy. Nobody should see your tummy and all that. This is a this one. They are not so harmful, isn't it? So when they say it, you might say. When the animal parts come in, then let them know that no more. Some of these animal contains but I don't know those oxytocin, but those when they come, contract to this. If you don't take care, you end up with a trash over because contractions are ongoing. There is less provision to the placenta side. And we start maybe the brain now oxygen. By the time you realize everything was fine, and maybe it's over, then you know what's happening. That's psychological. Midwife is so exhausted and drained. Preference for regional traditional way of care. They prefer to go to the TVAs. I'm not saying the TVAs are not doing, they are doing exceptionally well because now we have engaged them on the cases that they have to bring to the facility, so they are doing very well. But just sometimes they want to be there. TVA in the past from hospitals, maybe. I'm a nurse, you call a nurse, tell them to come in someone. Maybe they're the waiver and I'm a boy. So I'm not going to my minute. Then by the time you realize, wow, PPH, or banana say, you may say. And some also prefer prayers as a source of safety in childbirth. This one is not harmful, isn't it? And so when someone is in labor or many use of forecaster, just allow that. Even if you have to use your phone to call yourself for it, do it. When you do that, to put some unless automatic. Unless they come and they are 20 in number, they are sharp 10. Instead, when they are their clients on the ward, that you have to come in and then let them know that they will do more also arrested. So you have to reduce it. And then your number 2, 20, they are lost. Okay, then position for childbirth. As I said, some of them would want to fight, some of them would want to lie on the floor, assisted one, all four, and then all that. So, assisted one for the same people, and I will go. You really see in charge. And the other facilities. We have some. That's about institution. Okay, we said at every point in time, we have the culture of the woman, culture of the midwife, and then the culture of the institution. So, midwife, so midwife, also other delivery culture, so that is what you have been trained or what you know, what you do, so it has become your way of life. That is your culture. So one of the things that my culture is that I walk come here better for. When you come here and I'm to mention better. Then the institution is also saying that in this space now, the whole place is I kind of say beds are home, so there was no place for living on the floor, and that actually affects the outcome of bed. Then it is the centrism and cultural imposition. I had a fancy this year, but I find a so for baby. The uncle is the man or uncle is the man or it is like she feels what honor is better than those coming, what she knows, what she's made of. So yes, I want our woman. So more of maybe wants the mind to do as she says, which the childbirth should revolve around the woman rather than the midwife.
Please, let me interrupt. A Mazda car CR139322. The car light is on. The car now much fresh. Mazda CR139322. The car light is on. The car now much fresh. Thank you.
Then we go to care during Pepiro. In Pepiro, we've already said that they would prefer to sit on hot water. They want to start cocoa very early because they think that the breast milk is not doing anything for the babies. And so, one as a prime you are fit and strong. So what happens if you listen to your newborn? So these are some of the diversities that contradict with what we know or our culture as midwives. So these are just the explanation of what we said earlier on, that with child pregnancy, with my knowledge in obstetrics, I know that get the question off. So there are lots of complications that arise with child pregnancy, like preeclampsia, features, obstructed labors. Some would want to terminate pregnancy and then they might end up with abortion complications. Nutritional taboos, don't eat that, might lead to malnutrition, which will result in anemia, and anemia will affect the baby. The baby may have sexual growth restriction. That restriction can be translated. The mother that will produce PPH and come home. That reminds us between ABBA women. So those are the explanations that we need to give them. In the position of care, people putting pressure on them. This is what you have to do when you are pregnant. This is where you have to go. You don't have to go here. Don't attend ASC. Come to this place. You'll be fine and all that. Whereas the source, this one is not harmful. So we encourage it. That is the position for childbirth. As we said, preference to deliver on the floor to have their babies and so feel uncomfortable when midwives persuade them to lie on the couch. This may sound crude or primitive, but adopting this position supports the recommendation that the birth attendant should fit around the woman and not the other way around. This promotes greater independence, self-direction, and control for the woman. We feel that she is in control of the childbirth, the delivery, birth territory. And midwives also imposing what they want or what they know on the So when you read the theory of the birth territory, it will tell you that you should give the woman the chance, the opportunity to decide for herself what she wants, so that together you can deliver quality of care for our pregnant women. So this is the theoretical framework that I'm using. It was designed by Danija 1981. It's about culture care, and that is diversity and universality theory. The goal of this theory is to provide culturally agreeable holistic care. So you understand your client also understands you. So doing, you're able to deliver quality of care to your clients. So this is the visualization tool for that theory. It's more like, it starts from the top here, that is the world view. And then looking at the entire tool, it has this two-ended arrow, meaning they are interdependent. One rely on the other, they interact with the other. So starting from the world view, how the client sees herself to be. And so when she was born in the UK, how she perceived life different from someone who was born in Ghana, someone who was born, time is going. Okay, so this is it. And then when you come down, there are other social factors that affect the way the individual also thinks, like religious, technological, cultural values, beliefs, political, and economic factors, educational factors also has influence on how an individual thinks. And so doing, as a nurse, what you have to do is that you have to reach a conclusion whereby there is cultural care preservation and maintenance, and then there is also accommodation and negotiation. There's also cultural care, repatterning and redesigning. And so, in so doing, if this is what they are doing and we can redesign it to suit you halfway, to suit them halfway, then it will help us all. Application of the theory in midwifery care. All right. So client is a co-participant with the midwife to identify, plan and implement, and then evaluate care. This allows cultural care negotiation between clients and the midwife in the effort to achieve shared goal for optimal health outcomes. It also creates a positive impact on midwifery care. Providers should deliberately seek to understand the culture of the people and adopt the harmless ones. This requires flexibility in the professional practice. So in our practice, we should be flexible. If you learn out the and this is what is done. So if someone comes with something around the hand, you know it's not going to affect the woman, it's not going to affect the baby. You just have to allow it so that she feels that you understand her better. Okay, then we continue to where culture is detrimental to health outcomes. Where culture is detrimental to health outcomes, providers should democratically and collaboratively do therapeutic action, motivate the client to protect their own beliefs. I think we have talked about this. That democracy means so when you get to the negotiation table, then at the end of the day, you allow her so now I'm going to stop. That one is not, you're not the one forcing it on her, but she has realized that she's not doing the right thing. So she decided to change. Then some may also require community entry, especially where tackling individuals may be challenging. So challenges to cultural competence is why we are not able to implement this health system constraints. I think we have talked about this. Language and communication barriers. So if I post it to a community where I need to understand their language, then what happens? We need someone who can interpret it so that we can work harmoniously. Then lack of cultural awareness and then knowledge. So in this case, you should be aware of the culture of the community you are posted in. So you realize that when people travel outside, they take them through orientation, isn't it? But in our setting, like when you are posted, start working. Whatever that they believe in, what you are going to add up is not really considered, which we have to look at because it will help in our delivery of service. And unconscious bias and stereotypes, like you as a health worker, you have some prejudice about them already, and so unconsciously you are imposing something on them because you think what they are doing, and then ethnocentrism and cultural relativism, yes. The misinterpretation of cultural norms or behaviors. You misinterpret what they are doing already, and then you are also resistant to change and adaptability. So this one, the last one is on the part of the healthcare giver and then their clients. They are resistant to change, but they don't want to adopt. I think my time is catching up, and so I have to run. Components of culture competence. You have to be aware of your own culture. I'm a midwife, so this is what I'm trained to do. You have to be aware of your own culture. Then you have to be open to accept the culture of your clients as well. Then we should learn to communicate effectively to them so that in those practices that you think they are harmful to them, you'll be able to change. And then if you have the knowledge of different cultures, then you will know how to balance yourself so that your aim as a midwife will be achieved. How to develop an attitude and a component of cultural competence. How do you develop an attitude of this? And practice openness by demonstrating acceptance of differences. So you are open to the different view that your client is bringing in. And then that will help. Be flexible in demonstrating acceptance of ambiguity. Demonstrate humility through suspension of judgment. And see, if you are not one judging a person, but you should be humble enough to accept that radio man can be when you say it's not son and radio, and then I think what you also did, and I said, but you got to say, Madam, you know, that is what she believes in. If she's not going for CS, I think that will not affect anything another one. So you just have to allow it. Be sensitive to others by appreciating their cultural difference. Show a spirit of adventure by showing curiosity and seeing opportunities in different situations. Use a sense of humor through the ability to laugh at ourselves. And so sometimes the cultural difference, I'll say it to me, you have to laugh over it. And yes, you should laugh over it so that my family is serious. Then practice positive change or action by demonstrating a successful interaction with identified cultures. To conclude, what we want to say is that our global society compels us to interact and relate with people who are different from oneself. Yes, so now we are interacting, we are having engagement with people who are different, from different backgrounds. So by developing our own cultural competence, productivity and efficiency may increase and tend to improve our customer care services. And midwives must be aware and sensitive to the culture of every woman and treat them individually. So if client A came and he said it, she didn't say anything, client B might not be happy with it. And so we should treat them individually. And we must respect and understand their cultural needs. And also clients who feel valued and understood will return for repeated engagement. Did you understand the last sentence? Clients who feel valued and understood, they will return for repeated engagement. When treating here, she will not come again at the end of the day. We want to also achieve our aims as midwives because all of our now are too late. And these are my references, and then I have rushed, isn't it? I got 5 minutes, isn't it? Yes, I think comments, questions, and then contribution. We have 5 minutes for that question. Comments.
Not a question, but rather a contribution that can inform policy making. I've observed that even though I've not given birth before, I've had constipation before. I know how difficult it is to push it out. So I can relate to a woman trying to push that thing out. So I think that the fear and anxiety that is related to pregnancy is one of the things that needed to be considered in our health center, as far as you're talking about the cultural diversities. So this is a recommendation that I think in hospitals where we have a lot of psychiatric nurses and then clinical psychologists, we should make it a policy that any client that passes through the antenatal should have a session with them in relation to their childbirth. I'm believing so strongly that if we make it a little policy, we can reduce some maternal death, we can reduce some misbehavior of clients during childbirth, they can understand how to handle pain, and then at the end, we will provide a better service with engagement with our clients.
Thank you very much. I also want to add something to what you said, the presentation. I think we learned about cultural sensitivity issue. And I believe one major problem that we have at the work area is attitude of staff. So once we have learned this, I pray and hope that as we go back, we will reassess ourselves. And once we have learned that there is cultural diversity, and we also need to understand every culture and merge it in the delivery of our services. I think we need to check ourselves and our attitudes. But sometimes our languages to our clients is nothing to write home about. You see a midwife relating to a client and you feel pity for the client. So please, let us all check ourselves. Now that we are young, I believe most of the old people are out of the system. Sometimes you feel that because for them with so much experience, maybe that is why they are like that. But now we are all young and energetic. If your colleague comes and then somebody young like you, I think we should understand each other. If I say I'm not allowed you to do vaginal examination, I think it has to get to a time that we should allow the clients to tell us how they want their deliveries to be. So when I come and then you have to do vaginal examination every 4 hours, it's time for vaginal. If I said I'm in pain, I cannot allow you. We need to understand the clients. Right? I'm not saying that we should stop monitoring. You know, there are some vital things that we need to check. Like the fetal heart consultation and all that. If the client, of course, if I'm having contractions and you want to check fetal heart, I wouldn't allow you. So we need to look for other ways and strategies so that we can be able to imbibe the client's culture without any of the facility, so that it doesn't end up being like you don't have good attitudes, right? Because sometimes the clients may actually behave in a way that you think it is detrimental to the progress of her labor. Because of that, you will be forced to act in a certain way. I have seen a midwife who has the practice of clipping the clitoris of clients in labor. Yes, Madam Chim, and the next thing you realize is that you are clipping clitoris. And it's a very bad attitude. It is just that most of us in our setup here, in our country here, are not so much likely to taking us home. If not that, we will see us every day. So please, let's check our attitudes and then try and make it in this cultural sensitive environment. Thank you.
Thank you. To add to what you said, I think if we are able to do the antenatal classes very well, using of orientation to the labor ward and what to expect, so that when they come in labor, they kind of understand or they have anticipated what will be done them, so that it limits some of these issues from occurring.
Thank you so much, Madam, for a wonderful presentation. And I've listened to both presentations, and I want to know, I have a question about placenta disposal. Okay, because I know that midwives, especially in the CHIP zones, after conducting the delivery, some mothers want to take placenta home. So I have a question for the lady from the EPA. I want to know if there are policy or there's a policy that maybe we, the midwives, we don't know. When we are told, we can actually stand on it and then know how to tell the mothers why they probably take the placenta. And then to the second placenta, please, are there any strategies when we are faced with such issues? Are there ways that we can go about it so that we can solve it? Thank you.
Okay. So kind of
If we say policies per se in reference to placenta, I'm not aware of any specific policy. But I know for every maternal home, we require to have a placenta pit where you dispose of the placenta. I think if they carry the placenta home, there are some environmental problems in case you don't dispose of. Some people cook it, some people do all sorts of things. Whatever they are going to do, if you don't treat it properly, they can have an effect on the environment. For example, if very in your own house, there was just raining garden tablets, and then your placenta ends up floating somewhere else. So even though they might not get specific policy directly to the placenta, but I think as health workers, people have, I think you need to convince them that they shouldn't take it home. Last question.
Strategies when they want to take it home, what do we do? Sometimes for us, we allow them, isn't it? We allow them to take it home because that is what they want. So some of them, they come with the buckets that they are ready to take it. I remember I took one case to the theater and he told me that until I met placenta, but I was to wait for him. So when I went to the recovery, I handed over to the recovery staff and this is what she wants. So I don't know whether we can take it up from here. Our mother is our DDNS for maternal health, BMC, CCTH is here. Mommy, probably take this up for us. Those who want to take their placenta home, what are the strategies that we have to go about it? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add something to that. IPC guidelines, if the client wants to take the placenta home, you put chlorine on it. So in a way you are reducing the
risk of infection. Because it's a highly infectious disease. So please, I'll come to you. IPC, Madam wants to read back.
Please, from IPC perspective, we have to do of more education.
Like Mommy said, you can't stay here and take decision from them. But for what my sister said, if you put chlorine on it is wet. It doesn't dry. So for a recent visit that we had, they said we should not give it to them. Whatever the case may be. If they insist, don't put chlorine on it. Educate them. Yes, let them know the risk involved in taking it home. Because if you put chlorine on it, yes. That's what they are saying.
Yes. Take our last question. Last. Oh.
Okay, mine is more of a contribution, not a question. What I want to add to what we do, mostly we don't let the clients get the rationale to whatever we tell them. We don't give them the detailed rationale, ask for the reason why or why not to do this or that. Because when they get the rationale, they get the understanding, then they agree with you and it makes the work easy. And then also too, I think we shouldn't be too judgmental in relation to the culture aspect, because we tend to give final judgment to whatever they say. We don't listen to their side. It's agreement. It's something like it should be an agreement something. And then with the midwives being posted to a new place, I think there should be a community entry. Like the person should have a community entry whereby you go into the community, interact with them, let them know that you are a new person here, get the opinion leaders or whoever those around. Like they should know you and you get to know them, then you interact with them. The final one is about the religious aspect. My friend talked about the psychological aspect. Mine has to do with the religious aspect. Because everyone has his faith or believe in something. So whatever they believe in, we should let them express themselves in it. Thank you.
Thank you. Last.
Thank you. I think with the disposal of the placenta, it is your location that will determine how you dispose it of. Those of us in the chip zone who don't have placenta pits, it is not even then that you're going to ask the client whether you are taking it home or not. It's a must. You have to take it. So I think that maybe going forward, it should be a standard for all health, whether chips or health center or hospitals, to have a pit, so that we will not have the challenge of thinking of giving it to the client or otherwise. Thank you.
Placenta is a highly infectious waste, isn't it? Yes, so if they are taking it home, then that is serious. I think every facility that conducts delivery should have a placenta. Please, why are you? Assistant Central. Okay. Madam is here.
The chip zone not having placenta places. It's not allowed. Ideally, you're supposed to have a placenta place. So, I'll take it forward the necessary people to see what can be done about it. Thank you.
Pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because without it, you can't go this way. You need a lot of patience. My sister said most of the old ones have faced her. I came to meet some good old ones, our teachers, and I learned from them. And wherever I've worked, they will attest to you that I have done a lot. I will just give you two scenarios. One, I entered a community, and over there, I
I didn't see any green leaf. So what I did is, I asked them at the clinic, do you have mancani in your farms? They said, we have a lot. And then Kotomre, don't you eat? They said, no, we don't know how to eat it. So I started, when you go to farm, bring me some. So they were bringing it to me. Then it came to a time when they bring it, they say, we are selling it to you. I bought it. Then one time, one came and said, come to my house and teach me how to make the Kotomre stew or how to add it to soup. And then I went. I started, and before I knew, they were all eating the ingredients. And it solved in the anemia cases that I was having. And then secondly, there was a woman who came into labor. And he said, I me like when I'm in labor, I insult me. And she started. So I also took a chair and threw my head. And she started from my head to my toe. She was insulting me. The husband came in. She was insulting the husband. I said, oh, you have a right to insult me. But I don't have a right to insult you. So continue. And after delivery, they said, I'm Midwife. I'm very sorry. When the in-laws came, Midwife, please, we are sorry. So please, you need patience in this way. And then the solution adapting to climate change. I will tell Madam Priscilla when the lights are off, you said the babies and the mothers get hot. We too get very hot. And you make mistakes because of how we feel in the world. So please, something has to be done for the hospitals and the clinics. And then to my midwives, that we should have solution to reduce our waste management. My students, when you come to the work, and they say, before you know, you are in class. That you are not supposed to use glass for. Before you know, you are in class. You also adding to the waste. A lot of it, you are generating it for us. And we too, they talk about use of energy saving bags in our houses, at our clinics. We have to make sure we use the correct energy saving bags. And then we have to educate our mothers, their families, in reducing the use of weedicides. In fact, I've witnessed many cases where people sprayed and the pregnant women went for the weeds, took enema, and it ended up in stillbirth. So please, let's educate them to reduce that. And then when you are going to work, prepare your own food in your own, your friends saying, fine, so that you go and buy a takeaway and then add to the waste. Madam Priscilla, so far as the midwife is a vital climate solution, we are appealing that we send it to the appropriate authorities. That we are also adding our voice to the galamsey going on. In fact, our water bodies, they are affecting our mothers, our newborns, the families, and ourselves. So the government should do something. And then cutting them off trees. I think there should be a policy. If you cut one, you have to plant 10. It will help us. And we midwives too. I think it should be a tool for us that in a year, each midwife should plant a tree. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that was a last remarks from Madam Elizabeth Ansan at DCMO from Trauma Specialist Hospital. Can you please give us? very special guest in our midst. She's been quiet for a very long time, but we want to hear her voice. She's in the person of Madam Barbara Jacobs. She's the Regional Maternal Health Coordinator.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. I've actually had fun. I've enjoyed myself throughout the presentations. I'm here in the stead of the Chief Nursing and Midwifery Officer for the region, who is in the person of Madam Margaret Nyapo-Sampson. She's equally engaged in a very important meeting, so she asked me to come and represent her. So thank you very much. I am honored to be here in your midst. Actually, I felt that midwives, our role just ends with pregnancy, labor, and delivery and postnatal. But the first presenters made me understand that our role actually goes beyond that. From health education into the climate change, the adverse effects that it has on maternal and newborn health. And I'm so grateful. At least that is my take-home message. So I just want to add in short that midwives are a vital climate solution. We embody the principles of sustainability, equity, and community-centered care. Let us recognize this vital role and play a mitigating climate change and support our work in building a healthier, more sustainable future for us all. Thank you so much.
We are also we are coming to a close of the program, and we will take a closer remarks from our third vice regional chair.
Midwives. Midwives. All right, good afternoon to you once again. All too soon, we are bringing the celebration of IDM 2024 to a successful end. I want to believe that we have learned a lot, we have grasped enough knowledge to prepare us to celebrate the 2025 God giving us life. Having sat through the various presentations, I must say that I'm overwhelmed by the knowledge that these dignitaries have shared with us today. And as some of you have already alluded to, it is not the presentation, it is not the style of presentation, neither is it about the English, but it is about the impact of the presentations that we have had so far. Year in, year out, as I already told you in the morning, since 1992 we've had these celebrations, but it is left to us to assess ourselves to know whether these presentations have made any impact on our lives as midwives. Somebody made an interesting point about the attitude. Sister said that she met the good old ones, and I believe that she learned a lot from them. That is why it has translated into the care that she also gave. The point is that all the teachings, the learnings, the schooling that we have had, the various certificates that we have been able to buy, the point is if it does not translate in the work that we do, then of what use are those certificates? If you move along the length and breadth of this country of ours, wherever you find a midwife, yes, we are talking about you doing so well, but some of you are also not doing well at all. The point is that the school that we want to attend, the upgradement that we want to have, at the end of the day, it must reflect in the care that we give to our patients. Permit me to add something small to the culture issues that we're talking about. Yes, you, the midwife, you have your own culture. No two ways about that. The same way the patient, the client who is in your hands, also has got his or her own culture. Just as you don't want to trade yours, the client also has the right not to trade hers. It is about negotiation, it's about advocacy, it's about dialogue that will help you to be at equal pace. Sometimes we want to force, we want to impose. Remember, the client that you want to impose, that client never starts in that anatomy class with you. That abnormal labor class, that client never starts in that lecture with you. So you take dialogue in before the client will be able to accept whatever you want to let the client know. So it's important that we take cultural relativism seriously, and then if we can, as much as possible, to shred off the tendencies of cultural ethnocentrism. When we believe that once we are doing it, then it means it is right, and that has to be practiced. It is a very, I think it's an erroneous impression that must be dealt with. I also want to say that I think globally, we have all come to the realization that the midwife is a vital climate solution. It means that all other aspects, all other professions, they've tried in many times, so many ways, but they couldn't solve that problem. So now they are coming to the midwife, and they are telling the midwife that you are a vital climate solution. Meaning you, the midwife, you have something good that you are doing, that globally people are giving that recognition to you that there's a problem, there's global warming, there's conflict. Midwives, come on board, let's try and solve these problems. The question that we need to ask ourselves is that the care that we are going to be giving from here, is it going to solve the climate problems that we have? It shouldn't be an annual fanfare. It shouldn't be an annual celebration where we flooded the social media with a lot of pictures being taken from the length and breadth of this country because we have celebrated IDM 2024. Friends, it should rather translate in the care that we render to our clients. EPA is saying that it is attitudinal. Hobbes, sociologist, also says that the human being is not good. The human being can only be good when there are rules and regulations, laws. So, implementation agency, can you help us? I watched the documentary, I think last week, by one renowned journalist from Joy News Kumasi. And we are seeing the mess that Galamsey is causing. Pretty soon, if you don't take care, we're importing water to drink. I am typically from Galamsey community. And I see day in, day out, with all the gallant stock, Operation Vanguard, with all the technologies, it is happening left, right, center. And so those who are doing it, we are within the community, we are knowing that fact. The community members can help it, but let's keep doing what we can do in terms of the implementation of the rules and regulations, i.e. the constitution or the laws that guides its practice. You give the license to them. You go back to see what they've done with the license. So if you are advising us to reduce recycling and reuse, the midwife, I think we have heard a lot about some of these issues. Mami has also advised us so much that the midwife cannot do this without education. So if you didn't know how, you can also help climate change. I mean, being a vital solution to climate change. Then we have been told that with education, with advocacy, supporting vulnerable population, supporting sustainable resources and sustainable practices, we'll be able to achieve all that we have learned. As we go home, we are taking home that one midwife, one tree. Yes, one midwife, one tree. And I think that if we do this, if we do this, it is something that is going to help us. But to the addition of chlorine or not adding chlorine, I think we'll leave that to EPA to give us the policy direction, because we know that the placenta is not safe for the woman to take it home. On this note, I want to thank you all for your participation today. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming to this program. And I'd like to call on Madam Ernestina Dramina for the vote of thanks.
Midwives, all save lives. Midwives, all too soon we've come to the end of this program, but it's not complete without giving thanks to whoever paid a quota to the success of this program. To begin with, we thank God Almighty for making this a success, and I am privileged to give thanks on behalf of the association and the Midwife Society. We give a special thank you to our keynote speaker, the Maternal Health Coordinator from RHP, Assistant Program Manager of EPA, DCMO of Trauma and Specialist Hospital, the DDNS of Maternal Health, BMC CCTH, and the third Vice Chairperson of GRNB Central Region. We say a very big thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us, to impart onto us your knowledge. Thank you so much. To our various unit heads from various hospitals, we say thank you for coming. Thank you for being there for us and straightening our ways on the walls. And to the midwives executives of the Midwife Society, thank you for putting out this program and making it a success, going out of your way to make sure we learn something new. To the GRNB Executive Central Region, I echo to you for going out of your way. And to the media, thank you for capturing all these moments and making our presence on social media felt. Our midwives, I echo, we've all done so well. And we hope that all we learn here will make a big difference in our small corners. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Minister. Please, before we go to the announcement, we would like to acknowledge our sister in our midst. Just recently, we had the IBM celebration. We had a lunch in Koforidua, and our sister
had the best midwife for Central Region. And she's in the person of...
I am Anastasia Celestine Klinogo, working in the Asin Central Municipality, St. Francis Xavier Hospital.
So she's presented by our same members. So thank you very much for gracing this occasion. So we will take the announcement from Mr. Hobert.
Thank you very much. Unity. Unity. I hope we have genuine unity, right? We know there are diverse midwifery groups, yes, but we believe that the Mother Association has a lot to offer. So if you are here, pardon me for the bias, but especially if you know what is having compassion in your feet. So think about it and come and join the Mother Association. To begin with, we will be getting the feedback form via text message. I believe we got the SMS that we sent. So, to say million, but then, Yes, partners, there were some errors. That's what happened. So forgive us for that. What about the second message? We sent another one yesterday. You got that? Okay, thank you. So please, you will be getting another text, and it will have a link in it. It's a feedback form. Please, we are pleading. I've said please and then pleading. Because usually we have an issue with filling forms. But it's an event you've attended. We would want to get your feedback. So that next year, God willing, when we have life and health, we can do better than we have done today. So please use the link, fill the form for us. After you have filled the form, you'll get access to another link where you can download the presentations that have been given here. Okay. So if you do not fill the form, you don't get the link for it. And for your information, the Midwife Society and Nigeria, they have put a cloth. Some people are wearing the cloth. I'll let the National Assistant Treasurer stand up again so that we can see the cloth. Sister Cynthia, please give us a 360 so that we can. It's a very beautiful one. Don't worry. We are going to make it available. We are going to make it available. This time we are giving you a promise. Make sure we fulfill it. And I'm going to give the details of the regional chairperson and secretary. They have a WhatsApp platform and other social media platforms, and I believe majority of you are not there. So please take these numbers. You can contact them. Or should we send you the WhatsApp link via the text message? Yes. Okay, we will do that. So let me just take this one. And please, after everything, please wait for some few minutes. There are some toolkits for us as participants. So we go district by district. Thank you very much. Yes, photography is part of the package. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I hope you have learned something today. Okay. So before we say our closing prayer, while the food is being shared, I want two people to tell me what they have learned from today's meeting. Two people. If you don't volunteer yourself, I will volunteer you. Two people. Okay. She has volunteered. My name is Anita. Initially, pregnancy, labor, and postnatal. But today I've learned that our work is beyond that. We have to do extra. We have to engage the community. We have to be advocates and other things. So I've learned a whole lot today. And again, we have to plant trees. This I was thinking about why a midwife should work with climate. What is my take in climate? But today I've learned that I have to plant one tree. Thank you. The second person. Okay, thank you. I've learned a lot, and my take home is that our mommy said you need a lot of patience to do the work. Though I know I have patience, but I know that I have to get extra patience and be intolerant enough. I have to dialogue enough to understand the woman and the woman to understand me before the care can be complete. Thank you very much. We want to thank all of you for responding to our invitation for the program. And I want to add just to it. As midwives, we have some theories that we work by. So if we have forgotten our theories, I would recommend the woman-centered maternity care, respectful maternity care, and then the best territory model of care. These models help us to be able to make sure that the client is our main focus and not to be ourselves. So take some time, read about it, learn where you fall short, and then try to improve in your care. Okay. So we take our closing prayer from our very own Reverend Jerry.
Please, before the closing prayer, the best midwife for CCT. She is the
Please, I want us to pray. Shall we please close our eyes? I want you to personally pray for yourself. Even the Bible said, not the hearers of the word, but the doers. Listen much premium on doing than hearing. We want to pray that God give us the grace to do whatever we have learned here. There is a spirit of forgetfulness which we might have encountered. But we want to pray that as we are going, we will not forget the excitement and the knowledge we have acquired. We won't just brush it under our pillow, but we will be agents of change. Let's pray. Let's pray. Holy Spirit, you are the teacher. You are the guide. Even when we forget, you give us more insight. We pray for more understanding, and we pray for more insight. And we pray for the willingness. It is you who give us the ability to will and to do. Help us to do so that we become exceptional in our care. We will be midwives that practice with competence, courage, like the Hebrew women. Before the midwife comes, they are already on the ground. Let us encounter patients that we can handle and never let any patient die in our hands. By the power of the Holy Spirit, let our hands be saviors, because there are destinies of children you want to bring to this earth. And we pray that we will never contribute to the death of any child. In the name of the Lord Jesus, as we go, we pray that you carry us on the wings of protection. Save us from accidents, save us from hell, save us from problems, and carry us home successfully. In Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen and amen. She who has ears, let's listen. And we'll be taking our photographs, but we'll be doing it outside. Can everybody be saved? Yeah. So that we go outside. And nobody take your picture. Our dignitaries will take an exclusive picture and take some of them.
In Cape Coast, Ghana, there is a place that provides the most impeccable hospitality. GRNMA Hotel is where you experience the real meaning of comfort and relaxed ambience. From the biggest outdoor space and a garden for all outdoor events like wedding parties, funeral receptions, kids parties, and more. Free parking space for guests to the coziest lounge, which gives the warmest embrace while you get attended to by our well-trained staff. We have have a large conference room for indoor events like wedding ceremonies, naming ceremonies, conferences, and other intimate gatherings. We offer bus rental and mobile swimming pool rental services. Make yourself at home in our standard rooms that have refrigerators, flat screen TV, a desk, and more. Or our deluxe room that features tea kettle, tea set, some snacks, sofa, and a bigger desk. The rooms come with a complimentary breakfast, strong internet connection, DSTV, and Netflix for our guests to chill with. Our restaurant serves the best continental and native dishes as well as the yummiest pizza you can ever find. We also have special Sunday services. Nasa kweside wiabre panya mutwe nang katongkwan akrantinam beef ne duanya yugudo ana fufu nebu no chinam inyenza. GRNMA Hotel introduces a special Sunday sumptuous healthy local dishes like tim fufu, bangkung, and rice balls with assorted soups, bushmeat, and fish. That's right. GRNMA Hotel serves these local dishes every Sunday from 10:30 a.m. Visit and enjoy a perfect local meal in a serene environment. Locate GRNMA Hotel off the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital Academy Road. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at GRNMA Hotel Cape Coast. Our website www.grnmacchotel.com. Call us on 050 000 4515 or 0332 150 511. Send us a mail on reservation.grnmahotel.cc@gmail.com. GRNMA Hotel, uniquely placed, welcoming ambience.